There's a version of my life where I'm creating products that enhance people's lives, getting to travel around the world, exhibiting my designs, all while earning a living, making amazing things. But that's not the version I'm living right now. Hi, I'm Jeremy, industrial designer by training, public servant by day, and a passionate maker by night. And if you're someone who builds things, designs things, or has a creative itch that you can't quite scratch, I think you're going to want to stick around. In university, I studied industrial design, but what is that? A good analogy is to think of it like architecture, but for the objects in your life. Architects design structures, homes, buildings, the spaces where you live. Industrial designers tend to focus on everything inside. Every consumer product, tool, appliance, and physical object that you interact with on a daily basis was probably developed, in part, by an industrial designer. It's essentially like being a professional maker. After I finished design school, I landed at what honestly felt like a dream job. A company that built large-scale custom props, point-of-purchase displays, interactive museum exhibits, public art installations, and where every day was different. Every project was unique, and I got to touch every part of the process from soup to nuts. From design to CNC production, sculpture, fabrication, painting, shipping, and installation, I learned a lot. From there, I moved to what was essentially the parent company. They made the equipment that we used every day. The large-scale CNC router, CNC hot wire foam cutter, 3D scanning system, and polymer spray coating system. This is where I shifted from production into a training role, teaching what I had spent years doing hands-on. Our client base was global, so suddenly I was traveling all over the world, installing the industrial machine system, and working alongside engineers, artists, and architects, helping them to bring their ideas to life. I even got to design a new version of our scanning system along the way. It was exactly the kind of career that I'd been working towards. And then life happened. You know, sometimes life just sort of takes you somewhere you didn't plan on going and you kind of got to just roll with it. Yeah, that's where I am now, working a 9-to-5 desk job in a completely unrelated field. Now, the people I work with are great, so it could definitely be a lot worse. But the problem is that I'm not spending my day doing what I'm best at. I'm not designing, I'm not building, and for someone like me, someone with what I can only describe as having a race car brain, it's a slow, soul-crushing burn. I don't just like making things, I need to make things. Sitting still in a creative capacity just doesn't work for me. Maybe you know the feeling. The feeling that pulls you towards designing, building, creating something, even after a long workday, even when it's hard to focus, and even when life keeps on getting in the way. If that sounds familiar, this channel's for you. Here's my secret. Never stop making, okay? I started this channel as a way to keep my skills sharp, to stay connected to the work that I love doing, even when my day job pulls me away. I started this channel from a selfish place, but it's growing into something with a bigger goal. I want to share what I've learned. I want to share the industrial design principles and practical hands-on techniques that are actually useful for makers like you. Not just theory, but applying real design methods through real builds. I want to show you strategies that can make the creative process less burdensome and more joyful. I'm also working on designing a system based on how the creative mind actually works, because everyone can unlock their creative potential no matter how distracted their minds may be. I believe good design can genuinely improve lives, and in my desire to build a living as an independent designer, I've also been developing products and working on my own design projects outside the channel. So sometimes my focus shifts, which honestly explains the gaps in content that you may have noticed if you've been following me for a while. The struggle is real. I get it. I live it. Carving out time after a full workday, battling focus challenges to complete projects, and not just start them, to build something meaningful within the limits of a busy life. That's not just my story. That's a challenge that a lot of us creative folks are currently navigating. So I want to change that. This year, I've committed to uploading at least one new video every 2 weeks. I want to give this channel a real shot and see what can happen with consistent effort applied over the rest of the year. I believe this channel will play a big part of how I get back to fulfilling my purpose. So that's it. That's the mission. Design, build, document the process, share the knowledge, and eventually get back to a life centered around the work that I actually love and doing it full time. If you want to see how I work through design problems, how I approach builds, and are interested to follow along while I work towards shifting from a moonlight maker to something more front and center, stick around. And if the momentum holds up, maybe one day this channel won't be just me working as a hobby designer in the evenings and weekends. But that's not today, so let's get to work. If you've made it this far, please subscribe, drop a like, hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment telling me something that you'd like to see designed and built. I genuinely want to know what you'd like to see, and maybe I can help. All right, that's enough for now. Thanks for sticking with me. Check back soon, and we'll see where this channel goes together.